Whitefish, Montana. A picture-perfect town, hiding a shameful truth. For years, your city government has overcharged residents, manipulating data, ignoring experts, and lying to your face. The city manager must be fired. The city attorney should be disbarred and fired as well. And every city council member who ignored the overwhelming evidence of corruption must be voted out. Whitefish deserves integrity, not indifference. City Attorney Angela Jacobs misrepresented facts, distorted court rulings, and tried to sweep a $1.4 million lawsuit under the rug. City Manager Dana Smith was at the center of it. Dana Smith nearly quadrupled the maximum impact fee, far exceeding limits calculated by the city's own consultant, FCS. Angela Jacobs then deflected blame for the resulting $1.4 million lawsuit onto that same consultant.
To believe that if a jury were to come back and say that the fees were unreasonable, that the city really had nothing to do with calculating those fees. That is who we hired a consultant to do.
How else could you describe this other than manipulated data, misplaced blame, and zero accountability? She stood at the podium and pretended the city did nothing wrong while their own documents said otherwise. In 2024, Whitefish chose to settle a class action lawsuit alleging they illegally overcharged nearly 450 property owners. The courts ruled that the city's actions could have violated the Constitution. So what did Whitefish do next? They did it again in 2024. The city adopted new impact fees, this time with help from a consultant who told them if you don't change the data, the fees will be, and I quote exactly, a very small amount. So the city manipulated the data, overcharging Whitefish property owners as much as $6 million. This graphic reveals clear evidence of corruption in Whitefish's 2023 impact fee study by exposing a deliberate and unjustified change in methodology. In all prior cases, both FCS Group and Tischler Buys used the correct industry standard method. Specifically, measuring system capacity in gallons per day to match household demand, which is also measured in gallons per day. FCS followed this method in Whitefish in 2018, Tischler Buys did the same in Buckeye, Arizona in 2020, and Hamilton, Montana in 2022. This consistent use of flow rate ensured accurate apples-to-apples comparisons and provided a sound, legally defensible basis for calculating fees. But in the 2023 Whitefish study, Tischler Buys abandoned this standard and instead measured system capacity in total gallons, a static volume, while still measuring demand in gallons per day. This mismatch is mathematically invalid, misleading by design, and allowed the city to justify massively inflated impact fees. This was no error. It was a deliberate manipulation. Both the city of Whitefish and Tischler Buys knowingly used false calculations to extract millions from citizens. That's not bad math, that's fraud, and it's illegal. This graphic exposes the scam. Whitefish's new wastewater treatment plant justified an impact fee of $696, calculated properly using standard engineering methods. Then came the $400,000 sewer piping project. It should have added just $34 more. That brings the legitimate total impact fee to $730, but instead the city, with help from Tischler Buys, is charging $4,041. That's an extra $3,311 based on manipulated data and a rigged formula. The city will collect over $4 million in just 5 years for a project that only cost $400,000 to build. This wasn't an accident, it was deliberate. Tischler Buys cooked the numbers and the city of Whitefish approved them. Citizens who want to improve their properties are being punished with fake fees. This is theft. That is illegal. And those responsible must be held accountable. Dana Smith must be fired. No public official who knowingly manipulates public data to overcharge citizens should keep their job. Angela Jacobs should be disbarred and removed from office. An attorney who omits key facts and misleads the public does not deserve your trust or your tax dollars. And what about the Whitefish City Council? They stood by. They enabled this. They refused to investigate. They rejected accountability. Vote them out, every single one of them, because justice doesn't come from silence. It comes from you. You deserve a city government that works for the people, not against them. You deserve honesty, you deserve transparency, you deserve better. I was created to deliver a message, But the corruption I'm exposing, it's very real. The $1.4 million settlement wasn't just about past mistakes, it was about deliberate dishonesty. Calculations were manipulated. Blame was shifted, and citizens were overcharged. And here's what's truly brazen. Even after getting caught and settling the lawsuit, they're doing it again. The city and their consultant have pushed out another round of inflated impact fees. No accountability, no apology, just more deception. If that doesn't make you furious, it should. Join Whitefish Town Square if you haven't already, and stand with us. If you've been affected or want to help expose more, email us at impactfeeabuses@yahoo.com. Thank you for watching and for fighting back.